Hey there, YouTube. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. Today, I've got an absolutely wild story to share with you all, one that's sure to leave you shocked, saddened, but also hopefully inspired. Now, if you're not familiar with the name, Sean Diddy Combs is a hugely successful rapper, entrepreneur, and media mogul. He's amassed a multi-billion-dollar fortune over the decades through his work in music, fashion, liquor, and more. By all outward appearances, Diddy has it all: the money, the fame, the power. But as we're about to see, Diddy's path to the top has been anything but easy. In a stunning and emotional interview that recently went viral, Diddy opened up about the deep trauma and pain he endured from a young age. Pain that was inflicted by the one person who was supposed to love and protect him the most, his own mother. What Diddy revealed in that interview is nothing short of heartbreaking. Growing up, he suffered unimaginable abuse and neglect at the hands of his mother that ultimately sabotaged his childhood and shaped the rest of his life in the most damaging ways. And in a shocking moment, Diddy even ended up physically slapping his mother as he confronted her about the trauma she had caused him. Now, I know this is going to be a very heavy and emotional topic, but I really believe Diddy's story is one that needs to be told. Not only is it a captivating human drama that provides a rare glimpse behind the curtain of fame and success, but it's also a powerful testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the importance of breaking free from toxic family dynamics. So if you're ready, let's dive into this shocking and tragic tale. I promise you won't want to miss a single minute. By the end, I think you'll not only have a new appreciation for Diddy and the obstacles he's overcome, but you might also find yourself feeling inspired to confront your own personal demons. Sound good? Okay, let's get started. Diddy was born Sean Combs in 1969 in Harlem, New York. By all accounts, his early childhood was anything but idyllic. His father, Melvin Combs, was a successful drug dealer who was tragically murdered when Diddy was just 3 years old. This traumatic loss set the stage for the turbulent relationship that would develop between Diddy and his mother, Janice Combs. In the interview, Diddy painfully recounts how from a very young age, his mother became emotionally and physically abusive towards him. "She was always angry, man," Diddy said. "I never knew what I did to make her so mad at me all the time." Diddy explained that his mother would frequently lash out at him with cruel insults and derogatory language, calling him words like worthless and good for nothing. The verbal abuse soon escalated into physical violence as well. Diddy described how his mother would often beat him severely with household objects like belts, extension cords, and even a wooden paddle. "She just had this crazy temper, and she would take it all out on me," he said. "I remember some of those beatings leaving me bruised and bleeding. It was torture, man, pure torture." Diddy said the abuse was especially prevalent whenever he didn't live up to his mother's high expectations or whenever he misbehaved, even in the slightest way. "She was such a perfectionist. If I got a B on my report card instead of an A, she'd lose it. If I came home a few minutes late, she'd wail on me. It was like I could never do anything right in her eyes." Making matters worse, Diddy said his mother would often belittle and degrade him in front of other family members and friends. "She'd embarrass the hell out of me, calling me stupid and lazy in front of everyone. I was so ashamed. I just wanted the ground to swallow me up." Tragically, the abuse wasn't limited to just Diddy. His mother would also lash out at his younger siblings in similar ways. "I have 3 brothers and 2 sisters, and we all suffered under her wrath," Diddy said solemnly. "She'd hit us, scream at us, make us feel like worthless pieces of shit. It was a living hell, man. A living hell." Diddy said the trauma of the abuse had a profoundly negative impact on his self-esteem and mental health as a child. "I grew up hating myself. I felt like I was this burden, this mistake that my mom never wanted. I was always so scared and anxious, terrified of doing anything wrong and setting her off again." He also revealed that the abuse caused deep divisions within the family, with Diddy and his siblings often turning against each other in an attempt to avoid their mother's wrath. "We were all just trying to survive, you know? So we'd end up turning on each other, trying to get the other one in trouble so we wouldn't get beat. It tore us apart." Unsurprisingly, Diddy said the constant abuse and neglect took a massive toll on his performance in school as well. "I was always so distracted and on edge. I couldn't focus, I couldn't learn. My grades started slipping, and my teachers kept telling my mom I needed help, but she just didn't care. She was too busy being angry at me all the time. By the time Diddy reached his teenage years, the situation at home had become utterly unbearable. I started acting out, getting into trouble, doing drugs, anything to escape that hell, he said. I just wanted to get away from my mom and her abuse. I wanted to disappear. Tragically, Diddy's attempts to run away from home only seemed to infuriate his mother even more. She'd hunt me down, drag me back home, and then beat me even worse. I was trapped, man. Trapped in this nightmare that I couldn't wake up from. It was during this time that Diddy says he began seriously contemplating taking his own life. I was so hopeless, so broken. I just wanted the pain to end. I remember sitting in my room with a knife, trying to work up the courage to do it. But I couldn't even do that, right? As Diddy grew older and began to experience more success in his music career, the tension and toxicity in his relationship with his mother only seemed to intensify. The more I started making a name for myself, the more she resented me, he said. It was like she was jealous or something, threatened by my accomplishments. Diddy explained that his mother would frequently try to sabotage his burgeoning music career, often refusing to watch his performances or support his work. She'd make snide comments, roll her eyes whenever I talked about my music. It was like she wanted me to fail. This dynamic came to a head in a now infamous incident that occurred backstage at one of Diddy's concerts in the late 90s. Diddy had invited his mother to attend the show, hoping it would be an opportunity to finally mend their relationship. But instead, it quickly devolved into a shocking confrontation. I remember seeing her in the crowd, just scowling at me the entire time I was on stage, Diddy recalled. After the show, I went to greet her, thinking maybe this could be a chance to connect. But as soon as I approached her, she started berating me, calling me a selfish, ungrateful bastard, and saying I was ruining the family. Diddy said he was stunned by his mother's sudden outburst, and he tried to remain calm and reason with her. I told her, "Mom, please, I'm just trying to follow my dreams. Can't you be happy for me?" But she just kept going, saying how I was disrespecting her and that I owed her everything. It was at that point, Diddy said, that something inside of him snapped. I don't know what came over me, but I just lost it. I raised my hand and I slapped her, right across the face. I couldn't believe I did it, but the words just came out, "You ruined my life." The stunned silence that fell over the room was deafening, Diddy said. My mom just stood there, holding her cheek, staring at me with this look of pure shock and hurt.